number one, homework assignment in total is going to be 20 points. It's 10 points for the front. There is a back to it that does require you to write some stuff. We'll get into that here in a little bit. Don't fill out just the one side and feel like, hey, I'm done for Friday. There's basically two kind of things that are going on. First one here, we're dealing with values. What I want you to do, and you don't need to come up with this list right now, but where it says my list, that's going to be you. Make a list of, and it doesn't have to be necessarily this is value number one, most important, and then the second most important, so on and so forth. But when you think of values, what are 5 things that come to mind? It could be, for some of us, it might be like material, something that is very concrete. It could be something that is abstract. So there might be a physical item that you value. You know, I value my phone. I value my pens. You value your home that you live in. Or it could be something more abstract. I value friendship, loyalty, honesty, love, patriotism, religion, whatever the case may be. But I want you to come up with at least 5 things that you value. Then I want you to find somebody else. They don't have to be in this room. They don't have to be in this class. They certainly can be, so you're open to share with one another. But it could be a person at home, could be sibling, could be parent, could be grandparent, could be friend, could be someone you have study hall next to, could be a person in first period AP Lit because Kobe's going down to the wire to complete the homework assignment, and whoever he sits next to in the homeroom just ends up being a lucky candidate. But find someone and have them fill out their values as well. Please don't make it up. You have till Friday. You can find one person to come up with what 5 values would be. So we don't need Billy and then secret friend then to kind of fill it out. No pets. No stuffed animals. Physical, living human beings who are like 10 and older. Don't go with like 3-year-old cousin who values, I don't know what 3-year-olds value anymore. Probably Beanie Boos. Yeah. Legos. Barbie. No, there's still some physical. Legos are still. There's going to be a Lego store at Ross Park. So like you need your little extra minifigure or that hard to come by like red square. You can go pick up an extra one and we'll be good to go. Oh yeah, there's still stuff. Hot Wheels, they still like those. But you come up with your list, someone else comes up with their list. Then there's some open-ended questions that come after where I want you to, give some response to. Make sure for these that you do complete sentences. Avoid the yes, no, a lot, nothing kind of answers to it. So first one, which values appear on both lists? One person has honesty, another person has like trustworthiness or something. So you could argue that those two things are similar enough, that we have that same value that would be showing up. It is very possible that you might not have any values that are shared that are showing up on both lists. So if there are not any shared, be like there are not any values that are similar that appear on both lists. We're just different people, and that's certainly fine. What accounts for the similarities between the two? If you're a person who, again, there are not any similarities, you can go, there aren't any similarities, so there's nothing that's going to account for it. If you do have similarities, you can start taking a look at, well, what those values are and maybe reasons for it. Is it a sibling or someone who's within the family that's grown up in the same household? So some of those values could be shared. Is it a person of similar age? Is it a person of same gender? Do you have the same goals in life, or you're trying to pursue a certain career? Those could certainly account for similarities. But for the rankings, this would just kind of be in general. Do you think yours were similar, or were they not similar overall? And then what accounts for some dissimilarities? That could be just like the similarities. Maybe you have differing age, differing genders, differing career plans, goals, all that kind of stuff. But it's just you kind of responding to what one person's values are versus your own. Okay. We're not judging you based on your values. So if everything is, screen technology, we're not going to go, don't talk to Tyler. He just stares at his phone, an Apple Watch, and iPad all the time and plays video games. Conversely, it could be all other stuff, perfectly fine. And I'm not going to require you to come up and read all your values and all that kind of stuff, but just trying to get a similarity. And then some things that we start talking about on Friday, and really then throughout the course of the year, might in some ways kind of come back to this list. All right. So everyone okay on the front side? Back side is not all that difficult either. Oh my goodness, it requires you to write 10 sentences. Addie, you don't have to worry about dead words. Use a contraction if you feel like it. Josh, don't ever use a contraction in class. You are going to write, and this is again your own opinion. Do you think the lottery is morally justified? Should you start writing about, I do think it's morally justified to play Powerball because it helps the senior citizens of the Commonwealth have better lives, that we waste our money on a lottery that we're probably never going to win. You are going to get a 0 out of 10 because I can tell at that point, either A, you didn't read the story of the lottery, or you're just completely ignoring what it is I want you to write about. You are responding to the short story, the first selection in that reading packet for this one. So is the lottery within the short story, in your mind, morally justified? It has nothing to do with playing Powerball, the daily numbers, or anything like that. Okay? So read the story first, then run through and write whether or not you think the lottery that appears in Shirley Jackson's short story is justified. There are some follow-up questions that come up with it. How would you respond to cultures that are different from ours, that perform strange rituals? Explain your answer. If you want to write this in paragraph form, perfectly fine. If you want to number down the sides, 1, 2, 3, just to make sure you get your 10 sentences, that would be fine as well. This is going to be 10 points. It's out of you having 10 good sentences. If the first sentence is hi, my name is Megan McCarthy, and the last sentence is thank you for reading this, you're probably looking at an 8 out of 10, assuming the rest of the stuff was okay. Corey, don't write like 5-letter sentences all the time, or 5-word sentences. It is okay. It was fun. I dislike Tyler. That Tyler, not you. We got, yeah. I guess we need a Tyler 1 and Tyler 2. Okay.
He's Beanie Boo, so we don't.
That's right. We just have Tyler and Beanie Boo. No. What did we say? Ty Bear. Not Beanie Boo. That was crossing the line. Why would you say something like that to him? So 10 sentences for this one about the lottery, okay? Those of you who have had me in class before, you'll understand why I like the lottery. Those of you who haven't had me in class before, you'll go, wow, that's messed up.
Have you won the lottery?
Not this one. If you have read the story before, don't give it away. Let other people read it. That's good. Complaint. All right? Okay. It's first day. We got to talk about course syllabus because that's what you have to do on the first day. What University of Pittsburgh wants us to include within the course syllabus and explanation of the class, and then we'll kind of run through a couple things. Contact information is up here. There's email addresses. A whole bunch of you signed up for Remind. If something comes up, you can shoot me a text through the Remind app. That would be fine. If you are sending me an email, I would say the first one, the @students.nhsd.net would be the best one to use. So again, you can log on using NHSD and then apparently your lunch pin. The other email address works fine as well, but you're dealing with like spam filters and that doesn't always work well with stuff. CHS argumentation. We're going through University of Pittsburgh for possible CHS credits. Some of you have done CHS classes before, others of you haven't done CHS before. You are under no obligation to sign up for CHS credit. No matter what, you are taking a 1-semester elective for North Hills High School. It'll show up on transcript. For those of you who are seniors, keep in mind this doesn't count as like your literature elective that you have to take. So if you are not taking Adventuring Quest or apocalyptic literature or something like that because you think this is going to count towards it, you're wrong. So go schedule. You don't have to leave, but make make sure you get those schedules taken care of so you do have your English credits and all that stuff. If you're a junior, hopefully you have another English class besides this one. But it's CHS argumentation, it's through University of Pittsburgh. You're under no obligation to sign up for CHS credit. For those of you who are, you're thinking about college picture here, and University of Pittsburgh is on the radar, I would heavily consider signing up for CHS credit. Keep in mind, North Hills, I don't know what the number is, there's a lot of different CHS classes that are offered. There's a lot of different institutions that they go through as well. Some are Seton Hill, Chatham, Carlo, I think we have some with. This one's University of Pittsburgh. The way it works, especially if you're like comparing it to an AP class, if you sign up for the CHS credit, you are now registered as a student at the University of Pittsburgh. And even though it's fall semester, you're taking communication and rhetoric spring semester class at Pitt. What that means is you get the credit for the course. So you get 3 credits. You also get the grade. So for those of you that take AP classes, you pass your AP exam, you get 8 college credits, yay, but you don't get any kind of grade going with to the institution that you're going to. If you go to Pitt, you get 3 credits for the class as well as a grade point average, which if you get an A is good, if you get a D, not so good. The issue becomes, well, I'm going to college, but I'm not going to Pitt. You could still potentially transfer the credit. Unfortunately, I can't give you a master list of schools that will accept the CHS Pitt credit, but a lot of schools around here do. So if it's something that you're on the fence for, you would probably say you're going to Gannon, contact Gannon, hey, will you accept a CHS Communication and Rhetoric credit from Pitt? If they say yes, I probably want to sign up for it. If they say no, then it would probably be a waste of money. But that would take a little bit of research on your part to look for it. But at the Pitt code, and the college code for the class is Communication and Rhetoric. It's an 0500 course for the 3 credits. Couple of the things help. It's coming from Pitt, well-known, respected university. And then most schools that you would go to, regardless of your major, you're probably going to have to take either some kind of speaking or communication course. So it's one of those common electives that we need to get fulfilled. Those are usually the easier ones to transfer in and out. Whereas if you were going to, be an engineer major and you took an engineering class someplace else, your school might want you to take it there. Whereas this one, truth be told, they probably don't care about it quite as much. Now, if you're going to be a communication major, then that might be a little bit of an issue, but I bet they would probably still accept it. Haven't heard that the number has changed, so I'm assuming it has stayed the same, but the cost last year was $245, which is still a fair amount of money. It's not cheap. It is an investment, but credits, well, at Pitt are probably around $700 a credit for a class, so it could cost you roughly $2,000 to take a 3-credit class, or it could cost you $245. So if you are able to do the investment and it's going to be worthwhile for where you're going, I would heartily recommend it. If financially, like it's something you want to do, financially it's just not in the picture right now, talk to me. There is some scholarship stuff available through Pitt, but it's a first-come, first-served basis. So don't wait until November or anything like that. The deadline to register for a class through Pitt is October the 1st, so we have some time to kind of think about it. The very last page of your syllabus is a sheet that you can tear off at home. It's where I just get my parent information and then going yes or no, I'm interested in the CHS credit. You're going to give that back to me by Monday of next week. You can bring it in tomorrow, if it gets signed. You're not signing your name in blood. You're not going, yes, I will definitely sign up for CHS credit, but it just gives me an idea as to who's interested, who's not. So if Josh number 3 goes, I'm interested, and then we don't hear anything about it for a while, I can check in, mid-September if he's still interested in it, or is it just not going to work? But it kind of lets me know what you're thinking about. You can certainly fill out no, and then change your mind and go yes. That would be perfectly fine. Josh, did you have questions? No. If you are taking, say, CHS Business Calc with Mr. Clark, or CHS Province Stat with Mrs. Stout or Mrs. Robleski, you can sign up for multiple CHS classes at once as well. So rather than filling out multiple forms, you can give one check, fill out one form. I'll show you how all that stuff works as we go throughout the course. Any CHS questions? It's not something you have to do. I don't get gift cards and steak knives for more people who sign up. So it could be all of you, there could be 2 of you. It really makes no difference to me whatsoever. Within the syllabus, then, if you do decide to sign up for it and you want to do a withdrawal, you find out this isn't going to work, you can withdraw before the end of the year. That doesn't mean they're going to give you your money back. Once colleges and universities get money, they usually hold on to it. So Kobe signs up and then decides, ooh, this was a bad idea. I have a 62%. You can withdraw, but you're out $245. The only time a refund that for any of my students, has been offered was when there was some kind of medical issue that came up that prohibited them from being able to fill it out. But I don't want you to sign up for something and then, oh, no, not going to work, and then remove it. Going to be out of money. Nor can you in December go, hey, I'm doing pretty good in here. Can I sign up again? No, that deadline has passed. Traditionally, most students do pretty well, in the course. I would say B's and up. I would think within a couple of weeks you'll have an idea as to, amount of time management, scheduling, all that kind of stuff, whether or not it's going to be something that'll work for you. But it hasn't been anything overly problematic. Usually, if you show up and do your stuff, you'll be okay. As long as you show up. Second period, so last year you would come in late. Time to do that. The bus showed up on time today? That's good. Grading policy, all that kind of stuff is basically the same as it would be for any other course. CHS classes are on a 4.4 scale. So if you do get an A from a grade point average, it would be a 4.4, and so on and so forth with that. So you do get a little bit of a bump going on that way with it, which is good. It's second period, so most attendance things are situated by that point. But make sure you're here. This is a class where it's very important, especially once we start doing our speeches and debates. Need you here, need you present. If Haley signed up to give a speech on Friday, you're not. Don't worry about it. We need you here on Friday, because usually you're also speaking against someone else. Josh is preparing to speak against Haley on Friday. Not only do I get upset when someone doesn't show up, but then the opponent gets upset as well. We could have Josh debate Josh, which that would just be too confusing. Tyler and T-Bear would be all right. Types of assignments that are going to be going on throughout the course of the year. You'll have some things like reading check quizzes. Obviously, you have some things like homework, and you have some reading assignments as you have this week. I'm not going to lie to you, for the semester course, the first 8 to 9 weeks are probably the more of the boring 8 to 9 weeks. It's a lot of note-taking. It's a lot of introduction to fundamentals of argument and rhetoric. There's a lot of quizzes and devices, logical fallacies, forms of eloquence, a lot of memorization that goes on. The second half of the semester, so around Halloween, is when now we start applying those things a little bit more, and it gets to be a little bit more interesting. It's not to say that everything is boring from now until the end of October, but it's a little bit more dry. Try to make it as interesting as we can. You will do some speaking assignments before then. Next week, all of you are going to be up here speaking, debating on some silly stuff, just to kind of get you acclimated to it. But the stuff that people tend to enjoy, I'm going to let you know it takes a while until we get there. You're going to be looking at probably weekly quizzes for the first 6 to 7 weeks. Sometimes there'll be reading assignments and homework assignments, sometimes there's not. There's going to be a lot of note-taking going on. We're going to be doing notes tomorrow, we'll be doing notes on Thursday, Friday, we'll talk about some stuff we read, then we come back next week and go back to more notes and stuff. So it is a little bit dry the first couple times. It is not an all-out debate class. Some people go, ooh, let's go in there because we can just yell at each other all day long. We're not doing Monday, armchair quarterback debates. We're not talking about fantasy football, nor are we getting into, hey, are you in favor or are you against Trump for the week? Now, as we go throughout the course of the year, yes, we'll start picking up on some debates. We'll have some topics. You'll be able to choose some you're not. And at that point, you will be able to be a little bit more entertaining and competitive with the debate. But if you're thinking about, I just want to have a place where I can yell and argue all the time, this is the wrong place to be. Not trying to eliminate anyone. I hope you all stay because we have 20 people. That's good, because that means that when we divvy up into groups or even numbers, 19 and 21 is a pain to deal with. We'll make it work if we have to, but I don't want to be like, hey, today let's start arguing about this, because it's not going to be that free for all necessarily. A lot of times though, you do still get some choices of the type of arguments that you would want to be looking at. But the beginning part of the course, a lot of notes, a lot of reading assignments, a lot of reading check quizzes and things like that. Throughout the course of the year then, under these types of assignments, there is going to be a fair amount of research. And one of the bigger projects that you do is you are going to keep track in Noodlebib of 50 sources throughout the course of the year. I know all of you have fond memories of Noodlebib from 10th grade research and all that kind of stuff. It actually ends up being a pretty good tool for us. But you're going to be keeping track of places that you look up, sources that you're using, arguments that you're using, have a running list of those. A lot of CHS classes require CHS exams or pit labs, for those of you who did CHS chemistry and you still have scars from it. The nice thing about this CHS class through pit is they give us a lot of freedom. So there's not a CHS test that I have to give, there's not a CHS debate that you have to go to. There's some requirements that we have to fulfill, but they leave it pretty wide open. The only one that they are really a stickler about is they want to make sure that throughout the course of the semester you keep tabs on your research and you have at least 50 sources. With the amount of projects and debates and things like that we do, that's not going to be hard to fulfill. It's just something that you have to be aware of and continually monitor. It gets to be a little miserable in January when Kobe goes, hey, I looked up all this stuff, but I didn't keep track of any of it. Now I got to go back and do it, and then he gets upset. But if you keep tabs with it throughout the course of the year, it won't be that bad. And I'll certainly help you with it and remind you. Time management is probably the biggest skill that you need. It's not what your speaking voice is like, it's not your vocabulary, but can you keep things organized? There's not a ton of nightly homework. We're certainly not reading novels and doing study guides, but it's a lot of planning. And you want to make sure you're well prepared and planned, because you don't want to come up here and make a fool of yourself when you're speaking against someone and getting embarrassed because they just annihilated you. Even though we don't have winners, you can kind of tell who won it today. Don't get annihilated, Abby. You and Billy take care of business. I don't know anything about her. I think she'll crush you no matter what. Okay. It'll be okay. Don't get beaten by T-Bear or Beanie Boo. Don't call him Beanie Boo should you debate him. There are some writing assignments that we do throughout the course of the year. Those of you who had me before know I make people write, so why would this stop? But they'll be smaller essays. We do have a midterm exam where Pitt wants us to do a formal exam. I do that as a midterm as opposed to the final because it's a little fresher in your mind at that point. Your final exam will probably be more of a project as opposed to short answer questions. So tomorrow we'll come in and we're going to get started. We'll do some foundations of rhetoric. It's going to be boring for a couple days, but we'll try to keep it as entertaining as possible. Friday, reading check quiz, homework assignment. Monday would be by then when you have to bring in that last paper. But I'll accept it early. Well, because it's a lab, so you don't have the lab every day. Oh. So some days you will have a study hall, some days you'll have a lab. Okay. So that's why it looks like you have 4 7th period classes. Because of that. If you go to pick, you're guaranteed with the credits. If you're looking at another school, you have to check with them to see if there's not a magic list that this school will, this school won't. So before you would sign up for them, and do you know where you are? Yeah, so just check with them. Okay. And say, hey, will you accept the credits? If they say yes, say thank you, and then ask for it in writing. Okay. So that you can prove it. You're not in here this period. No. Because no one's in here this period.
What do you mean? Of course I'm in here this period.
It's my favorite period of the day.
You don't have any classes this period?
Nope.